have any kind of information about how to fight for what's theirs. And it's the same thing in these islands, same thing in Puerto Rico, same thing in Central America. People have been living, out of American eye for a long time to us. But there has been behind the scenes a very real fight and struggle for power in these countries. And, a lot of people gave Castro respect because for so long he fought off America. What's going to happen now? And this is what you got to keep your eye on and pay attention to what these people are trying to do. Now, Puerto Rico has been in a recession for, over the last 10 years now. And their tourism has kept them afloat. A lot of people go there and visit. My best friend, him and his girl just came back from Puerto Rico right before, the storm had hit. You have a lot of cruises coming in and out. The Caribbean area, a lot of people go on cruises. Another friend of mine was just on a cruise around there. So, people have gone and visited the Caribbeans, and a lot of people go there and visit, and tourism has helped these places, and it's a lot of money in that. So it's a lot of money that these people are bringing in tourism dollars to keep the countries afloat, to keep these territories afloat. So when you devastate that, when you destroy that, and destroy the little bit of money they was bringing in to keep the country going, what is the people to do? And then you have people that's going to look to the leadership and say, hey, y'all better do whatever y'all got to do. We got to join America. We got to give them the country. That's what it's going to take. And these people don't understand what they're saying in saying that. And you got to understand, a people united. I mean, the land still exists. The land is still fertile. You still have the land. You can always rebuild. People have skills. You can't just be so reliant on, the new age, all the technology and everything that we had. You have to take it back to basics and understand that you can rebuild. The knowledge exists. Everything is there for you to bring back the economy and fix everything. And still, at the end of the day, having your power, your country, you turn it over to these people, all kinds of laws is going to ensue and things are going to change, and people are definitely not going to be happy with that. But now you have lands to where, people can't flee to. If it's a crisis in America, you can't run to a lot of these islands. They're already destroyed. And a lot of these countries are so pissed off they don't want to let anybody in anyway from America. So we got to pay attention to what's going on and what's taking place. And you have to understand to keep these countries independent and to let these countries be, what they are, and keep the culture, and, let these be vacation destinations for people, and let us go do what we've been doing for years, going to Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic, and, going to Bahamas and Virgin Islands and everything that's down there in the Caribbean, and visiting and spending money without having to worry about, any kind of bullshit from America that we have in America. So getting back to gun control and looking at the whole thing and just looking at the broader picture of everything, it's not even just about, the gun control and taking away automatic weapons. This encompasses so much of what's taking place in the world. And when you pay attention to the actions of this government and what they're doing and what they're taking part in, a lot of the laws and, they pass and where our military goes, then you can see, it's clear to see what the agenda is and what these people are trying to do. So if you really want to dig into the whole thing with the hurricanes and say it's weather control or weather modification or what have you, that's what it's about. It's about destroying these territories, these countries that is not a part of, the powers that be control, weakening them to the point to where they have to respond to America and ask America for aid and for help. And in exchange for that, give America something. So it's weird that we should even have to discuss troops or help or aid going to Puerto Rico after it just became, supposedly the 51st state, or after they just voted for it or what have you. But gun control, it's a stupid topic, and people got to understand that there's no way in the world we can allow it to happen. If it happens, if these people pass some kind of law to basically take away automatic gunfire, automatic weapons, I should say, from the American people, you should be seriously worried about that. You should be worried about it. You're thinking about it now as if, You think about yourself. I don't want an automatic weapon. I don't care what happens. I don't need the stuff. But you have to understand in terms of protection, I mean, it's just something that you have to have against these corrupt people. And we can't allow them to have it and us not to have it. It's just crazy. You lose. It's superior firepower. I mean, we can't allow that to happen. That's just crazy. We might as well give them all the guns. I'm a person that's a firm believer in protection, because I feel like somebody break into your house, they got a gun, you have no gun, you lose. Plain and simple. Especially if they catch you while you sleep. If you don't have the ability to disarm a person with a firearm, or sneak up on somebody and stick a knife in their back, a lot of people will hesitate to do that. Then you should definitely fear gun control. Plain and simple. We can't allow it to happen. Not in America. And I know it's a lot of people in those southern states that's not going for it. They can demonize the NRA all they want. NRA been fine. Everything been cool for years with the NRA, till all of a sudden we get these mass shootings. So it's a distraction. Nice distraction away from what's going on in the NFL, and still the issues that the players are protesting for in the first place has not been addressed at all. And they won't be. They won't be, because they understand what they're doing. If you sitting around believing this media, I don't believe them when they tell us the weather. I don't believe nothing they say. You're going to be lost. You're going to be caught up in a distraction. You're going to be allowing these people to brainwash you. Now, don't get me wrong. It's good to watch them and understand the kind of bullshit they're putting out, so then you can go look for the real truth. But understand what they're saying is to guide you. Yeah, the news gives us exactly what they want us to know. You can call it some truth. You can say, well, the news is true about some stuff. Well, of course. But it's all geared towards the agenda to basically deceive you in the long run. Because they're only telling you something that is true to deceive you in the long run. They're not giving you anything that's going to help you out, plain and simple. The little stuff that they do when they show, like, toy drives, and when they show things that have to do with people doing good stuff, I don't mind that kind of stuff. But this is all just done to give them validity and to say, well, see, we're good people. These people are evil. Seriously, what they're doing is very dangerous to America. It's dangerous to the safety, to the unity of the American people, as far as putting out all of this, racist rhetoric and all this separation in the country, with what we have been seeing with these police shootings and with protests and everything like that. These people are seriously disrespectful. They are seriously wrong in the way they have been reporting a lot of these things that has been happening. It's irresponsible to promote and to push racism and to push the kind of separation that the media has been pushing, for the last few years. It's irresponsible to do that in a country that's already divided by class and by race. People already looking at African Americans a certain way, and then you put this kind of information out there, it's only going to create separation. So now for the next week or so, we got to listen to the people, say pray for Las Vegas. People post pray for Las Vegas. We got to look at those pictures and look at the pray for crap that we've been seeing over the last few years. And a lot of people don't even realize how many times they have posted pray for. And the point is, pray for what? So I always say, pray for what? Pray for France, pray for Belgium, pray for London. Pray for what? You don't think the people in Florida knew that storm was getting ready to come, and they was praying for it not to destroy them? Same thing in Houston, same thing in Puerto Rico. People been praying for a lot of shit that they have been still not getting. What is the point? Nothing is going to happen. It's stupid. It's retarded that we got to deal with these people. What the hell is the point of that? Pray for what? I think it's disrespectful to say that, you could just pray for it. Let's just pray. I think it's a joke. When I see it, I take it as disrespect, as a fucking joke, that people will say that. Pray for Vegas. Man, the people are already supposedly dead. Pray for what? What are we praying for now? If they come back? What's the point? Something mentally wrong with you to post it. Like, for what? And a lot of people don't realize they do stuff just because other people are doing it. People want to post it. Okay, everybody go on, start posting to pray for Las Vegas stuff. Let me post it up there so I can be cool, so I can fit in, I can be down, so people can like my post because of what happened in Las Vegas. People don't give a shit about the people that have been shot or been through some kind of problem with their whole shooting in law. They don't give a shit about these people. They just want to like. They want to comment. They want to talk about the situation. Instead of just asking questions, they're going to put pray for Las Vegas. Pray for fucking what? People make me sick with that. It's crazy. Disrespectful. Praying ain't going to do shit and never has. Wake the hell up and see what's going on. And pay attention to the fact that the same MO we see with this whole Las Vegas shooting fits the MO of all the other shootings when you have a lone gunman. The same lone gunman story. And, they don't ever call these people terrorists when they white. It's another thing people bring up. Oh, is this dude like country music? Oh yeah? Why the hell he shoot up a country music concert then? Since he liked listening to country music before he killed a bunch of people at a country music concert. It's bullshit. He's not a terrorist though. He ain't a terrorist because he's white. We're not going to talk about terrorism because he's white. All these mass shootings done by white people, they are not terrorists. If he's black, he's a thug, gangster, terrorist. Middle Eastern, same thing. When it's a white person, he liked to listen to country music. Quiet strolls on the beach, playing video games, calling his mother or what have you. And he just took all that shit away from people who like to do the same thing. It's crazy. It's sick. There you go again with the news media. Don't listen to these people and what they put out. It's bullshit. Always has been, always will be until we do something about it. Pay attention to what these people are doing. I always say watch C-SPAN. Pay attention to what they're focusing on, and you can put the pieces together. It's clear. As I said before, I can see what's coming. The good news is people are waking up. You have a lot of people who see it as well. And it's good that white people are seeing it and waking up as well, because as I said, they can affect change. They can make it happen. When they start speaking out, they don't want it to spread, because then, since there's a majority of white people in America, you don't want that kind of truth spreading out and waking white people up, because then they can actually do something because they are in positions of power to do so. We're talking about this is going back to a small group of people in Congress in positions of power that can easily be changed. Easily, if people wake the hell up. They don't want that to happen. You got to look at what's going on, start putting the pieces together. I've been seeing a lot of videos from people. I've been getting a lot of messages as well from people saying, take a look at this, take a look at this. And, of course, once I see stuff, I'm automatically on it. Just from the way that the news media present it, I know it's bullshit. And you'll start to pick up on the telltale signs too. When you do this stuff, as long as I have been doing it, it's clear. I don't even like to really talk about the shit because it's so clear. It's like, But as much as the bullshit they put out to basically deceive people, we have to put out videos like this to wake people up and get people to say, hey, think about it. Because if we didn't, then, people would just be clueless. They would believe every single sentence that the news media puts out. This is why I'm really big on keeping this freedom that we have to speak about these issues going, because they are strongly trying to influence the media output from truthers, and influence the way we put stuff out. So we gotta be mindful of that and make sure that we keep platforms free of any kind of censorship. And if people could come together on that, which eventually I think people will, and alternatives are being thought up of to combat that issue. A lot of sites are being put up to basically cater to people putting out free news or free media, like with YouTube, but they are being attacked. They are being attacked, viruses, all kinds of stuff, which is why my site has been attacked as well, with me putting out the DVDs and what have you. And it's small, subtle stuff like this that, if I don't put it in videos and tell people, if I don't speak about it, nobody would know about it except for the people who try to click onto the sites and get those errors and virus messages. This is an attack. And it's so much they have to cover up. They can't cover up everything, but they have their little ways, the little algorithms to pick up on words and everything to basically, attack that information. If I really put in everything that I know about what has been going on, they wouldn't let it go out. It wouldn't get no views. They would take it down. I'm probably on some list somewhere because of the content I put out. Me and everybody else has put out content. So all this stuff is stuff that we got to look at. And they can't take us all down. If everybody's prepared to share the information, to talk about it, and really take it in and understand this information, there's nothing they can do. The people they scared of, they fear the people, they fear unity. So we're going to keep getting this bullshit racism stuff. We're going to keep getting separation and everything pushed down our throat from the media until we do something about it. But I'm definitely happy with what I have been seeing as far as people waking up and taking note of a lot of the stuff that has been taking place. So the media is not so much reporting on the other countries, the other territories that have been affected by the hurricanes and what's going on as far as their infrastructure and their structure and the safety of the people in a lot of these free countries in Central America, what have you. And we don't know, so much about what's going on. The president of Venezuela has been vocal before the storm about, Trump and America and what's been going on. And a lot of other people keep silently, stay to themselves. You don't hear too much from the Cuban people and from Cuba about what's going on. They've just been, doing their thing for a long time. For the most part, the people in Cuba are content with what's taking place, and they have been trying to build a better infrastructure. But when you have things in place to hinder that, and when you have people who don't really have the knowledge to expand and do more there, it is what it is with that. Plus, you have the fact that America is a superpower, and they can keep other countries from basically coming there and economically helping out Cuba and other free territories in these free countries that exist. And this is what they have been doing, blackballing them, so to speak. And the people, again, if you don't understand about the way we live in America or the rest of the world, you can't just be so consumed with what everybody else is doing. And it's better for them, to just live off of their land and live the way they've been living and just, stay that way, stay free. I talked about before about in Thailand, how the people just live so free there. I mean, you have like chickens running around all over the place in Thailand in the villages. It's so crazy how people live there. It's amazing, but it's so free. Worry free, not to worry about nothing. We got stray cats, dogs we see, they got stray chickens. It was crazy as much as I was going through Thailand and seeing every place I'm at, chickens. And I just couldn't believe it. Like, that's crazy. Chickens all over the place. So it's not a problem. The people live so, I guess we would call primitively, but it's so well, because I was shocked at a lot of the villages I went into. They had electricity, of course. They had TVs. They wasn't really consumed. You had Thai TV, just watching Thai channels, but they wasn't really consumed with the rest of the world and the way things was. They was content and happy in the villages. And these other countries got to be the same way. I mean, if you got family, you got people who love and support you, don't try to, coexist with the rest of the world when you have a good thing right there. And for the most part, this is what these people have been doing. But when you are devastated by a hurricane, and everything is wiped out, everything that you worked so hard to build is gone, destroyed, you leave people with little choice. People are desperate. They need some kind of help, and this is what they're trying to bring. So pay attention to that, and pay attention to, in the future, stuff going down with America and Venezuela and any other so-called Central America, South America, free country, I should say. So we got to look at this stuff. This stuff is, again, it's all focused towards the so-called New World Order and what these people are trying to accomplish. They have a long way to go, but they can still get everything just like that. Take away our capability to have and purchase automatic weapons. It's just one major notch in their takedown and their agenda. We can't let that happen. It's not so much we can do, you, the individual person watching this video. You feel powerless and you say to yourself, well, what can I do? I mean, I can't go vote and, make note of that to where I can say, hey, No, I want us to keep our automatic weapons. And this is just something that we have to look to too, because a lot of people would say, well, why don't we just have an election about it? But elections are rigged, plain and simple. It's a common sense thing. And again, I know a lot of people like to talk against it. A lot of people don't like to be so pro-America. This is the reason the Constitution was written. I don't care what you feel or how you feel about the 13 colonies or what happened back then. The Constitution was made so well. It's just, you can't get no better than that. And that's what fucked them, because you had people who was really genuinely trying to be free and separate from everything they can conceive that a crooked government can do. And the simple fact that we have it, and it says what it says, has been trouble for them. It's been trouble for them. So this is how you know, when you follow the whole story about what happened in America, how you know it's true. Because if they could change that Constitution, even though they spent years tiptoeing around it, trying to amend it and doing all kinds of stuff to it, the basic principles that exist in the Constitution is there to protect the people from a corrupt government. And we have one, but they can't do exactly what they want to do. So we have statutes, codes, a bunch of bullshit that's getting them around the Constitution. Plain and simple. Can't take away the people's right to have firearms. You can carry a firearm and a beer in Las Vegas, and it's basically legal. So it's not a coincidence that they had these loose gun laws in Las Vegas, and we have the shooting. They want to stop that. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Thanks to everybody who supported, bought the new DVD. More to come. Thanks for watching.